All right. What's good, my laughing gas peeps? It's your boy Marweezy right here with a very special guest. I got my boy Adan. If you can introduce yourself, my boy.
Yeah, Adan Arceo. I run EW Striking under Chainsaw Fitness. And over to our right is Jake.
Chainsaw Fitness owner, Muay Thai extraordinaire.
There you go, guys. Very fucking successful people from right here from our community. We like to bring in successful people that are moguls to our community, not only by economic wise, but I mean is by just by them bringing something advice and then good morals and good things they do for the community, and that's worth gold to me. It's
Definitely.
not always about money. It's about what you actually do for the community.
Value.
That
Absolutely.
value.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I have. Plus, dude, it's always. I remember we'd always hang out, always talking in the car, all those conversations. Someone like, dude, we need to bring you in. Chop it up, have some fun.
Yeah.
And talk about health, talk about mental health, because I know by what you guys do, I'm pretty sure it helps out a lot of people who are going through something in their head and all that.
Yeah.
Really, So. As you guys can see, we don't have Bulldog Poppy right now or Johnny. Same thing with Bulldog. He's just he's a veteran from the U.S. Army and he's been going through some stuff. And I would really love for him to meet you guys so maybe he can get into some of that.
For sure.
And that would maybe take his mind off of it.
Absolutely.
But what do you guys do for the community? If you guys can talk a little bit more about your training and everything you do.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just want to, first of all, thank you guys for having us here today.
No, thank you.
I know some of the first times that we worked together, we just kind of started chopping it up and seeing who's what character.
Yeah.
As we were going around town, because we're driving all over the county of San Diego, Palm Springs a
Yeah,
couple times.
exactly.
But yeah, I mean, just through that, that's kind of almost how we go into what it is to build like a community sense overall. A lot of the times we look as a community as the people who are directly related to us, and not necessarily looking at those of us who look to see if we have enough,
Yes.
rather than what are we lacking, and them telling us that we're lacking on something, because that can be very negative sometimes.
Yeah, and a
So-
lot of people do that. A lot of people like to be judgmental, or say, oh, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. But in their own sense, they actually aren't even taking care of themselves before they actually start judging people.
Right. Yeah, I mean, for me, community has always been one of the most important things. I am an immigrant, for lack of a better, phrase. I'm coming in from a different country. English is my second language. Getting used to just, even the food sometimes, which now we're coming to find out there's a lot of things out there that, for lack of a better term, have poison in them that's killing a lot of people in our community.
Yeah, that's
because we
true.
were told, sugar's actually not too bad when it's actually terrible.
Yeah.
And salt's actually the opposite of bad, because it can help you with your blood flow, along with keeping a lot of things under control for your body.
And a lot of our Hispanic community, a lot of our community don't really know about that. As you can see, this generation, everybody's about moving fast, going to work, going to school, going this, and they just eat whatever they can afford or whatever they can. But I'm pretty sure there's ways around that too, to eat healthier or at least exercise to make for that.
Yeah, absolutely. With my background in general, right off of high school, I kind of started looking at that overall, because I wanted to make sure that I am here for a long time, not necessarily for the good times, because the bad times is also something that builds us going forward. It gives us that extra experience to know when to go right, to know when to go left, or maybe even to stop for a little bit, just think about the different options that we have ahead of ourselves in order to choose what's best for us at that time. With that, as training went along, I'm going to jump forward just a little bit, so I can bring Jake into the conversation here, because a lot of the times when people look at our pages on social and stuff like that, like we always see, it's always like the most positive, upfront, and forward. But with our situations, we kind of like to call people out on some of those things, because we don't look at it as a negative way of telling someone, hey, you're effing up, right?
Yeah.
Like you're what's going on here? And it's not that you're coming at that person to say, hey, come on, like get it together. It's more like, I want you here for a long time, because you're part of my community and I want to take care of you.
Yeah.
And that's what Jake basically opened the doors for me when I started training with our coach, Bill Dean, passed away, rest in peace. He brought that community in together for us because otherwise I would have never met him ever. Like, it's one of those things where Bill knew I would train and I had a certain set of skills. He wanted to start fighting, but he needed to kind of, hey, we need a sparring partner. Can you help us out? Yeah, sure, why not? You know, I'm not really into it anymore, but let's see where it goes from there. And then here we are 6-7 years later. We're still kicking each other every Tuesday morning at 5 and every Thursday at 5:30 p.m. So it's just been nonstop ever since.
Nice.
Thousands.
Yeah.
And thousands.
Tell
of
us a little bit
rounds.
about yourself, Jake. I hear a lot of good stuff from Adan about
It's
you.
all lies.
And all that. It
Yeah,
probably
lies.
is. Yeah,
It's all
you
lies.
seem like you're not that cool of a guy, man.
I'm just an asshole.
If you can tell them a little bit of your business,
Sure.
you know, and then in yourself, a little bit of background of where you're
Sure.
from.
I grew up in Orange County. Went to the military right out of high school at 17.
Thanks for your service, brother.
I'd like to say it was my pleasure, but you know, I was a young kid going in. I didn't really know even how to compare civilian life. You know,
Yeah,
I
of
just
course.
I was a normal kind of like latchkey kid with my brother, and I wanted money. I wanted a job. I didn't know any real skills, and so I knew the military would be the way. So I did it. Had an opportunity to see the world. Did a couple tours to the Middle East. Went to South Korea. Like I said, I was in 8 years, and then I went and worked for my family's business in Carlsbad. Started training with Bill, and you know, started doing. So I'm a professional arm wrestler. That's where
Nice. That's so
I was
dope.
basically doing shit on my own.
Uh-huh.
Had won a couple national titles. I had a world championship opportunity coming up, and I was looking for a trainer for accountability.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a spot by the gym, like that did like personal training, standard traditional stuff,
Uh-huh.
and they basically said, "We got nothing for you. I don't know how to help you, but this guy
What?
next door, he might be able to help." So they brought Bill Adan in, and as soon as I saw him, I was like, "Oh yeah, this guy's crazy. Yeah, I'll take him." And in 4 months, had me whipped into shape, doing complete opposite of what any arm wrestler on the planet's doing. I mean, Bill's philosophy was, I train you as an athlete first.
Mm-hmm.
Most arm wrestlers are very stiff. We train in a isometric way. We're just like lock and hold. We're only concerned with upper body. We're only concerned with how strong you are for maybe up to 10 seconds, you know?
Yeah.
And Bill had me doing knees and jumping around and bear crawls and all kinds of crazy shit. And it was
Guess
good
what?
for him too.
Lucky for you, we have a professional arm wrestling champion too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Huh,
nice.
Brian,
Yeah.
you're gonna come and you're gonna arm wrestle him right now.
We'll settle this, yeah, for sure. See who the Escondido champ is.
Yeah.
Continue, brother. Sorry.
But no, so went ahead, did that, won it,
Uh-huh.
continued on with Bill, and I had done Muay Thai training previously, and Bill at that time he wasn't running training.
Uh-huh.
He was doing like some bag class stuff, which was basically cardio stuff, and other like fight conditioning. But there was no, and at that time he wasn't really even, people weren't really sparring either. And so I started doing privates with him. I wanted to start fighting, and he brought Adan in, and you know, Don's a big boy and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So it was like,
he loves fighting.
it was like, oh shit, this guy can take a punch and he keeps coming. So I'm very fortunate not only to have had him then, but to, you know, it's pretty like unreal to be able to have a training partner that's lasted that long, and we beat on each other.
Yeah.
And it's all smiles, and it's extremely consistent, and he's extremely durable. You know, he's only been out of commission a couple times, and it was, you know, just for a couple weeks. So considering how much damage we do to each other, it's impressive. So I'm fortunate, and then he started training with us or teaching classes and doing private.
Yeah.
So that's how we kind of tie in. But outside of that, I think it was before Bill passed, you started training folks, or was it?
A little bit. You guys kind of gave me like that push, like, hey, why aren't you guys?
Yeah,
why
I mean,
aren't
I'm
you?
like, dude, you're whooping my ass. Why aren't you training people too?
And that was around the time when I met Marvin.
Yeah.
And I remember telling them, like, well, I don't really want to train anybody unless I have some sort of. In my head is the thinking of you go to school, you get the diploma, and you teach in that sense. So I was like, well, let me get the certification in boxing at least, and then teach someone, right? Which is, it's the dumbest thing now that I think about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, they do teach you some things, and you always try to go in and try to learn something and try to see how you can use it too. So
That's dope.
Whatever it
always
takes
nice.
to get your confidence enough to where like you can like, you know, sometimes you just have it, and sometimes you need the certification. But yeah. So what I was gonna just finish off with was Bill ended up passing away. Him and I had talked before he passed. He was a little burnt out, and he asked one day if I was interested in buying it, and I told him I was, and I would. And then he came back at me and said, "Yeah, I got a couple more months left in me. Let's see how it goes."
Oh shit.
And then,
Damn, that's sad.
and then he passed. And then his wife didn't really want anything to do with it, so I bought it from her, and we continued on and added the stuff that I'd been wanting. And I wanted Muay Thai training. I wanted a gap to be bridged between the cardio bag hitting and the sparring that we were doing. There was nobody learning anything, you know?
Yeah.
So we started teaching the boxing classes and the Muay Thai and running conditioning and privates, and it's nice. You can go in there anytime between 4 a.m. and damn near 8 p.m. and someone's hurting something.
Nice. So I see the shirts. What is the philosophy behind that? The
So-
fight solve problems.
I mean, that's kind of the philosophy I grew up with. You know,
Uh-huh.
my parents both shared the same idea. We don't care if you fight. We know you're not, you know, assholes. Don't
Yeah.
come home if you lose.
Uh-huh.
And so growing up, fight solve problem. You settle it on the playground, and you end
That
up
is
a lot
true.
of times being friends with the person.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be.
That's the cool thing about
first
back in the
choice.
day, huh? Like,
It
I think
was.
now it's a little bit different. Now everybody's like has a gun or some shit. They're
Everybody's
like,
got guns
Everybody's
or-
trying to pull out
Yeah.
a gun or something. You beat somebody up and boom, a gun, or they try to jump you or stab you or something. You know, and it sucks because I remember that what you're saying back in the day. Because everybody, like, I remember growing up in apartments in Carlsbad. Shout out to my homies in Carlsbad who are watching this. We would grow up, you know, in an apartment. There's a bunch of kids. And sometimes you'll fight with other kids. Man, I hate that guy. I don't want to see him tomorrow. You see him tomorrow. Whatever. You're friends again.
even in an apartment complex, it's very territorial.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
So everybody, you know, you beat up each other and then you're friends again. Everybody hangs out again. Everything's cool. It's not like, oh, I hate that guy. You know, I can't wait. I'm gonna shoot him or I'm gonna kill him. Or I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
that's
you know, I'm gonna jump in with my friend or something. You know, it's like, hey, you get down. If you lose, then you lost, and you shake hands and you're homies.
the
you know?
ability to weaponize your skill set without throwing a punch is what is the most value to me.
That's dope.
Having a full real confidence of knowing what I can do, you don't get amped up. You know, if you have some kind of potential thing going on in the street, you're calm. This is actually like entertainment. And even if the guy says, "I'll whoop your ass," like, you just can laugh it off. You can actually walk back to your car and like, all right, yeah, tough guy, cool.
Yeah.
Have a good day, man. So it's kind of cool like that, you know. And I think that people don't really know what that's like. You know, the saying, if you don't know, you don't know. If someone's never had that real type of confidence where they didn't feel like they needed to bark, you know, then they think that because we fight, we must like to just go beat people up. And that really is like quite the opposite.
Yeah, of course.
It's-
Yeah, well, you're professionals. You know when to do it. Obviously, in the ring or in in professional plays. You're not just gonna be like, oh, I'm at a bar and I'm gonna fucking fuck somebody up because you know you have professionals.
We're fucking each other up all week.
You know,
That's the last
exactly.
when we go to a bar, we want to go have a good time and chill. Like, not fight
Exactly.
people.
Yeah.
So, what about since you're ex-military, what do you recommend for like veterans who are going through mental health problems and stuff like that? Do you recommend them to come by your spot and use some fighting to solve that, or
You know, I don't want to pretend to be an expert in that. Every veteran has their own challenges and things they went through. You know, some people handle it really well. There isn't really like really good services for that. How can you, in my case, came out of high school, a regular kid. You know, the only violence I ever really saw was, the playground fighting and Chuck Norris movies. There was nothing in between. So to go overseas and see things that you wouldn't normally see and then come back and pretend like it never happened, it's a lot to ask for someone who's, 21, 22 years old. So, either you bury it or you act out or you start drinking or there's some kind of vice. So when you when you go to the gym consistently, or when you take up something that kind of like allows you to kind of focus that energy, that output really does a lot for you. And I'm not saying it cures it, but it definitely helps it. I know it helps me. When I get to come to spar, it's therapy, and that's not because I get to beat on people. It's because it's just fun. It's a challenge. It's a puzzle. It's like it's taking my focus,
Nice.
you know, and the byproduct of doing that consistently is you just become a better person.
Nice. You know what? I really like your genuine answer, because a lot of business owners would have taken this opportunity to be like, yeah, of course, you know, this will help veterans out for your mentors. But your answer was so genuine, and like I was paying attention to every word you were saying, and I'm pretty sure veterans are hearing too. They're like, I heard a lot of good advice within those few sentences you say. You know, obviously you said, oh, it might not help everybody. Everybody's different. But it could help some, you know, maybe, you know, like you said, I remember growing up, like if you get angry or something, or, you know, you hit a punching bag or
Count to 10.
Yeah. Count to 10. Yeah. Hit a punching bag, you know, or hit a wall or something, you know, and it just releases that stress a little bit. So,
You know, sometimes we have clients that are having a bad day, a bad week, and I will change it up to where I'll turn myself into more of a punching bag for that session, you know, get it out, you know.
nice.
But in the long term, you know, just staying consistent and learning a skill set that has real, true value. You're getting into shape. You're learning something that can protect not only you, but your tribe, your family. I mean, it's invaluable. And I can't say enough about it, because especially as a man with family, there really isn't too many things more important than being able to protect your family.
Yeah, exactly. And that is very true. That is super true, because if you're a parent or a dad who can't protect, especially me, I have 3 daughters. You know, I'm not gonna be like one of those a little bitch who just, you know, he ain't gonna be standing up from. I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure that they're okay.
And that's
you know,
your,
nothing
you know,
happens
that's
to
your natural instinct
Yeah.
as someone who's the provider. You're also the nurturer. You know, you care for them and everything else.
Yeah.
So sometimes, you know, just having that set of skills that can help you through a conflict, you're not always going to have the cops there. And have we seen some of these cops out there too? Like it's scary that a cop can't run fast enough to catch the bad guy. You know?
Yeah, that is
Right.
Much
true.
less hold a criminal down.
Yeah, unless you're already holding
Or
them
by the
down.
time they get there, if you make a phone call, by the time they get there, everybody's gone, or somebody got shot or got hurt already, got beat up.
simple grappling, you know, just getting the person down. I mean, you've seen countless videos at this point of cops getting their own pieces taken away and used against them. It's like you gotta stay up to date. Like a lot of people know a lot more than what you think now, than how it used to be. You know?
Yeah,
So
nice.
having that set of skills really brings in that self-confidence of being able to just walk through life knowing that, you know, you've had the worst part of your day either early in the morning, and then the rest of your day, whether it's work or taking care of the kids, taking the kids to school, doing breakfast, picking up coffee, whatever it is, that's just easy at that point. You're coasting through.
Yeah.
So I think the philosophy behind, you know, what it says on the shirts is just being able to figure it out. Have that battle with whatever it is that it's in your mind stopping you from wanting to try something, and see if it figures it out or not. A lot of the times you're going to figure out that that's all you needed to do is take the jump.
Life's a risk, carnal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, that's good. Tell them where you guys' gym is at, or where you do your training. You know, the audience they want to go.
So it's in Vista.
If you
The
want to tell
gym's
them
in
the
Vista,
location,
right?
the actual
925 Poinsettia Avenue, suite number 6. Text me, call me, hit up the website. We've got private training. We've got conditioning. I will tell you this. It's going to be a lot more uncomfortable than you're willing to deal with. And I like that. I'm not really trying to cater to the masses. That doesn't really help my pocketbooks, but I got money from elsewhere. I don't really need that from the gym. What I want are real warriors, people that actually want to be there. And if that's what you're about and you want to make a real change, come on through. We'll beat the shit out of you too.
People who actually love it, you know, those don't just want to go for, I want to start training, you know, kind of shit like that.
Well, we get that too, you know. People romanticize about, I want to be a fighter. I want to be a UFC fighter. They see something cool on TV, and Monday comes around, I'm ready to train, and then you start beating on them a little bit, whether it's conditioning or actually striking, and it kind of changes them a little bit, and maybe they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's common. But, you know, we got some real ones in there, and I'm cool with that.
Nice. So, you guys actually be beating up on each other? Be seeing blood on both of y'all, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had gashes on
Bruises,
eyebrow,
hematomas.
bruises, hematomas.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I broke my brother's nose in sparring once.
Yeah.
And
Those are just kind of
toes.
the things that happen, but it's not something that happens often.
Yeah.
But it will happen, you know?
Yeah.
Nut
It's-
shots?
all the time.
How many, you know? Like,
His
we
foot
can
has
open up
caressed my penis
the
many
Peanuts
times.
place. The Planner's Peanuts. Yeah, the Planner's Peanuts is our gym because people are just getting their nuts kicked all the time there.
Oh my god.
We don't all wear cups like we should either, so
Yeah.
it's
So it's not true that you can't have babies then, huh? Because y'all both have babies.
Yeah, that's true. So that's
got
a myth.
After you
boys.
get hit in the nuts.
So that's a myth. Yeah.
It's a myth. Urban myth.
Yeah.
So have you guys had Jimmy in there?
Jimmy has gone, I think, to deliver some equipment.
he hasn't actually done.
But he hasn't done
It sounded like you were gonna say Jimmy has gone maybe
I
like
was waiting
5
for- I
or
haven't
6
seen him.
times.
Yeah.
It gets really hot during the summer. I like the heat when you're working out because it just sends your mind into an even bigger spiral of figuring out, like, why is it this hot right now?
Uh-huh.
And then you step outside and it's like jumping in a pool. Like, it's just nice and cool at that point. But the hotter the better. Like, I'll have a sweater on. Sometimes I have my sweatpants. I usually have a sauna suit underneath.
Layered up.
And I'm just layered up,
Hood.
just working out the whole time.
You know what
The
you guys
doors
should do?
closed. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? It's
You know
hot
what
in
you
here.
guys should do? You guys should do like so you know a bunch of artists that sing and all that, and like Mexican corrido artists and all that. You guys should do an event where they come and they fight each other.
Oh, that wouldn't be too
That'd
bad.
be
That'd be fucking dope. Bringing
Yeah.
a bunch of organize a bunch of different groups. You know, be like Brian Shreds versus fucking Changuito from Poder Asignado and
Hey, if
shit.
they're
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
I'm down. I've been trying to open
Kevin
up my
Cortez
doors.
You, already,
versus
you, got
fucking-
him, you got him cracking his knuckles
Yeah,
already.
each other. You know what I mean? They're all
Yeah.
artists and
Yeah.
shit, singers, but
Yeah.
they all. Some
Who
of
do you
them,
want?
Some of them. No, I'm you know
Who
what?
do you
Let me see.
wanna
Who should I fight? Who do you? Hey, Brian, who should I fight?
This is the
her
official
name?
call out for our next event. In
What's
the
her
main
name?
event.
No, I'm the referee. I don't fight.
Oh, okay.
I got $3 to take care of. I can't get hurt. Can't
No,
afford
there
that
you
right now.
What do you want to do, ring girl?
Cute little thing.
Yeah, no, he'll fuck me up, fool. He's a fucking 17-year fucking army veteran and shit. I think he's what is he, airborne ranger and shit.
Man. 17 years, you're old and decrepit at that point in the military.
I know.
Bad knees.
Yeah, that is true. That will be complaining about his fucking knees, everything all the time and shit. Because he's done so many tours in Afghanistan.
It ages you.
Baghdad, all that
I mean,
shit.
I don't know if it's the lack of sleep or just the stress of it or what, but I remember being 18, 19, 20 and seeing guys that were mid-30s like, oh, that's a good grandpa. Like, it's
Yeah.
old. And now I'm 44 and like, I feel like I got a couple more years left in me. You know, I feel good.
That
What's
is
the
true.
morning cocktail?
Well, you know, we have this tradition. Somehow it became a tradition. Saturday mornings, 6 a.m., there's 6 or 7 of us, and we do a little tequila shot, kind of get things rolling.
There you go.
I don't even really know what the purpose is. It's just camaraderie, you know, tribe stuff, and I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm,
On an empty stomach, Saturday morning,
That's fucking
little
dope.
extra burn.
That's right. And then a little fat cigar real quick to go with it.
Nah, not for me.
my homie Eddie always talked about when he was in the army when they'll be working out, drinking and smoking
yeah.
cigars and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Dip and Mountain Dew for breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn, that's
that's
just
normal.
crazy. All right, but so what else do you guys do in your gym besides just training? Do you guys do like a normal just like weight loss thing? Because I know you lost a shit ton of weight.
Mm-hmm.
He used to be
So
a
was
fat
that-
fuck.
Yeah.
Was that something that helped you lose it, or you already had started that journey before that?
I had started that journey. I remember the date. It was August 2nd, 2015. And
What
I was
happened?
307 pounds.
307.
307 pounds. The
Whoa.
lowest I got to was 178. And then I just kind of been coasting back up to 230 at this
Got
point.
married.
Got married, had a
That
kid,
daddy weight, you know.
Yeah.
it's-
emergency gallbladder surgery.
Mhm.
You know, like all sorts of things just kind of compounded into one giant ball. But I was like, all right, this is the next step. in the evolution of my life, or my period in this world.
It's 230 is
But
still a lot. It's still not.
it's a
compared
lot less
to,
than
a lot less
307.
than
Yeah,
300.
absolutely. I mean,
fuck, bro. That's a lot. Imagine carrying an extra fucking. What was
it's
it?
an extra person. At
Yeah,
that point,
it's
yeah.
like carrying
And
my little baby, and both of my babies at the same time and shit. And my 5-year-old and my little newborn. And shit, that'd be crazy.
It was intense, but one of the things that helped me out was the fact that Bill had recently opened the gym at the location that we're at now. Because once I hit him up, this is when I started working with Jimmy. I officially left my job of 10 years at that point, took a chance on this other opportunity, but then my schedule was all over the place. Like your godfather and I would be flying all over the country for events, and we're gone 3-4 days at a time. We're barely home. You're trying to, also balance a relationship with my now wife, who's amazing. And with all of that, everything just kind of starts swirling around. I told Bill, I can't make the classes anymore. Like I was going to cancel, but he basically turned around and just gave me a key, and he just said, hey, come in whenever you want. Because I know you from when we started way back before in 2002, right after high school.
Oh, so then you knew him before him?
I've known Bill for a very long time, because right after high school,
almost half your life.
Down on South Santa Fe by your old place, where the O'Reilly's is at, next door, there's like a church now, but that used to be like a training center for Seafood James Kelly, I believe his name was. This is 20 years ago, and I remember it. And Bill was training people under him. I forgot what the art was called, because it's one of those weird secluded Korean names at the time. But then Bill started his NHB group, the No Holds Barred group, which now became MMA. And then I just kept in touch with him throughout. And I would see him, at the bar with Misty and stuff like that. I would talk to him still, always kept in touch with him. It's probably one of the coolest people anybody could ever meet. Like, here's what he did for our Hispanic community. Bill opened a gym, and most of the people that came over from his other spot were Hispanics.
Nice.
When he would run the classes in the evenings, when I was there with him, he would go, all right, everybody, 25 push-ups. And then he would see some people kind of give him the blank look that you're like, oh, shit. And then he would be like, how do you say push-ups in Spanish? And I would tell him, lagartijas. Lagartijas! And then he's like, doesn't that mean lizards? I'm like, yeah, but the lizards do the push-up mode, so we call them lagartijas.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay.
That's funny.
20 lagartijas, yeah. But he was always that guy. Like he welcomed everybody. I mean, now the guys that we have there in the evenings is a group of boys from where he used to coach at before. The place unfortunately had to close down. Everybody was looking for a spot. Bingo, bango, they find us again. And now we have from 7 to 8 when they're there. They're usually sparring either other gyms, and some of them are looking forward to hopefully jump pro real soon. So, I mean, we always welcome any other gym to come over and spar, whether it's with us or whether it's with the boys. Because I think what happens a lot of the time on the boxing side of things is that these guys are always wanting to look, when they come in to spar, they want almost like it's a fight. Do you have someone at 115, 13 years old, with this many fights, no more than this many losses?
Oh, okay.
And when we go somewhere or they ask us to come over, we go, yeah, but we get to go with everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. Who are you going to bring us? We don't care who you bring us. Bring them over.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
teenage girls, a full-grown adult male, doesn't matter the experience.
Hey, we're going to give you someone to work with. And, unfortunately, there's things on the walls that see things. So if that one person that came over starts doing certain things that we're kind of like, maybe work your defense because you're much better than this person, we don't say anything about it. We just get in line, and then we step in next.
We have a good ability to dimmer switch on the talent. You can tell right away when somebody knows what they're doing versus somebody who's kind of learning. And if they're trying to learn, then, we'll teach them and we'll work with them. If they're trying to beat our ass, then we turn the dial up and beat their ass. If it's competitive, we keep it clean, so we can go anywhere it needs to go. We're
dope.
fine. We like that, and it's an unspoken thing, you know.
You guys gotta invite us to your next fight so we can film that shit. That'll be
Yeah,
dope.
of
Go ahead,
course.
Brian. Pull up. That'll be dope. Want to see some blood, some
We
HD
love-
shit.
We love being able to, whoever walks to the door, yeah, come on in.
Yeah.
I was at the gym one weekend. I had a banged up leg. You know, I get banged up. And I got a call. Hey, Sean Strickland's in town. He wants to spar. It was a Sunday. I was the only person in the gym. Okay. So Sean Strickland shows up like 20 minutes later. And now I'm going rounds with Sean Strickland. Like, most gyms would probably be like, or they're on the phone trying to call people, you know, like, but I'm the gym owner and I'll take on anybody, you know, like, I know
There you go.
it's not that you're trying to be a world beater. It's that I know enough to protect myself, and I've gone with enough people to know that they're going to have to defend themselves too, you know, so, and I wouldn't pass up an opportunity to move around with someone like that. So we enjoy it, you know, it's fun.
Yeah, that was right before he won the title too. So it was for us. We're like, holy
So you're
shit.
title, you've won a title already?
I've not won a Muay Thai title.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
I don't like to make excuses. My last fight was for the title. It didn't work out my way. But I got sent home with a nice parting gift, broken nose and broken orbital.
Oh, shit.
And, you know, all good. That's the fight game.
Yeah, for sure. Are you going to try again, right?
Yeah, I think I got one more left in me.
There you go. All right.
One more.
That's right, brother.
It's not the
You gotta
fight,
do
you
it.
know. The fight is the fun part.
Yeah.
It's the training camp.
training, yeah.
It's the conditioning, the extra work, like as if we're not working hard enough already. But now factor in twice that much, you know. And then
Yeah.
a lot of times you're training so hard, you're getting dinged up, you're getting banged up, sparring, you know. Everyone's trying to fuck you up, prepare you for the worst, you know. And then you're going into a fight, kind of just like, fuck, I can't wait for this training to be over. Let's just get this fight going. And so, and that's the hard part, where like you have to be selfish. You know, I have to do my training, and now I'm not training as many people, you know, under me. So, you know, I got one more.
What do you eat when you're training? When you know, I'm pretty sure you have to be right on it on what you eat. You can't just eat whatever.
So my fitness journey was a little bit different than most. I grew up what's called like a hard gainer, skinny little guy.
Yeah.
And so I got into a habit of eating as much of everything as possible. And that was kind of the way I was raised. You don't leave that plate with food on it.
Yeah, I think that's like, as Mexicans, we can't. Chingadazo, cabrón, te comes, ¿ah? No te comes la
And
comida.
so I'm still like that. I have to like tell myself, it's going to be okay. And so, but for fighting, when you have to make weight, you have to be a little more disciplined. And, you know, I do it by the numbers. There's macros, there's a certain amount of protein, certain amount of carbs, fat, and then your total calorie count. And you stay on that, and then you decrease it because, listen, I've never missed a weight. You got to make weight, and unfortunately, not everybody is like that. My 2 losses I have, the guy outweighed me by 20 pounds. Like, if you miss weight by 1 pound, okay. 3 pounds, it's like, wow, you're a shithead. You know, there's been guys in the UFC that have missed it by 8 pounds, and it's just like unheard of. You can get fired for that. So to be 20 pounds, it's just like a big F you. Like,
Yeah.
there's no even effort for it. It's no
Yeah.
excuse for it. So I keep it clean, and then when I'm just kind of maintaining, I eat clean enough during the week that if something comes up, I don't feel guilty about it. You know, I maintain myself. I'm true to myself. If I find that my 6-pack is turning into a 4-pack, I lean it up for a week or 2.
Yeah.
Comes back, and then we're back on
Nice.
track. So
Yeah. And that's how I try to keep it too. Like, I don't work out, you know. I used to work out when I was over there with him, but fuck, ever since I had my babies, it's just been like crazy. And I've been on this entertainment, you know, journey and stuff. But I'm starting to get back on it. I've been on it for a couple weeks because my daughter, I'm trying to motivate her. You know, her quinceañera is about to come up, and I've been trying to motivate her because she's young. I'm only, dude, you're only 15. I wish I was 15. When you're 15, you lose weight like in 1 to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if you just you know eat good and you work out consistently. And I've been having her go like, and I put little, you know, like I'll have her go do the stairs. I'm like, all right, look, today you can do the stairs 5 times, tomorrow 7, and then the other day like that, and then you keep progressing.
little more,
yeah, add a little bit more, add a little bit more.
Well, let me
She's
tell
like-
you something.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I know, and I knew that my kids aren't going to do anything that I'm not doing.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
you
true.
need to take your ass up those stairs too with her.
Exactly.
You're
No,
right
well,
next to her.
since I have kids, my wife is the one that goes up with her because she's on a fitness journey too. And then on the way back, I run with her. We run the whole we'll do Carlsbad.
You put that kid on your back.
Exactly.
and you
That's
go.
what I do.
Yeah, yeah.
I had the kid with a kid on my back, and then my 15-year-old daughter running with me, and I'm like, oh, you're faster than me,
Yeah.
and she'll be like, oh, yes, I am, Dad. She's all happy, So she's so we'll be jogging to the whole beach, and stuff, and then she'll be doing up the stairs. We'll take turns with my wife and all that to do different things with her, but. She's actually, she loves fighting. She was in karate for a long time, and they would always make her fight until this one time she would fight boys too, boys and girls or whatever. And this one boy, was a bigger boy, and he punched her in the face. And after that, she's like, I don't want to ruin my face. I don't want to fight no more. She was bleeding and stuff.
You
And
gotta
she's
kind
like,
of get
"No, I
used
don't
to
want
that
to no
part
more."
too.
I'm like, baby, it's okay to bleed. It's fine. If you don't bleed, then then you're not
bleeding's-
human, so you're good.
Bleeding's okay.
Yeah. But
Getting hit takes time,
yeah,
but it'll also teach you to move your head.
that's true.
Sometimes, yeah.
Keep your head on a swivel,
Yeah.
left and right, left and right, left and right.
I mean,
Oh,
you do
yeah.
get used
It's
to
actually
it
fun.
eventually.
Yeah.
It's not a painful thing. It's like, I don't even know how to describe. Getting hit in the face is more just like,
Yeah.
like you just know that you probably just don't want to deal with that too many more times.
Yeah.
But it's not pain. Getting hit in the body, that's painful.
Oh yeah, right here, right in your esophagus. Oh my god, dude! And it
Yeah,
knocks the
solar
air out of you and
plex.
shit.
This guy's known for, any new person that comes through the gym, especially if they're trying to like make a name for themselves or hurt people, I already know he's going to enforce that liver shot. They're going to go down, they're going to run outside, they're going to go to the bathroom. That's like his signature move, liver shot, every time.
Savage.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I want to see that. I want to see you next time you go.
Come through, get your
If-
own.
Yeah,
If we
definitely.
wanted to simulate game planning for a fight, and it's still kind of stiff in your head about like, well, why enjoy that shitty part so much?
Mm-hmm.
The day of, if people are watching this, and I know a lot of people are probably like thinking it this way, think of it as like planning for your wedding.
Yeah.
There's so much shit you gotta do. You gotta find a venue. She's gotta find the dress.
Yeah.
The alterations better be right 2 or 3 days before you get that dress. And, the flowers. Thank you, by the way, still to this day. I'm so grateful
You're
you
welcome.
provided all the flowers there. The day of is the wedding. It's the easy part. Everybody else is taking care of stuff for you. Everybody's handing you a beer. In my situation, everybody was handing me a beer.
Yeah.
And it was
I don't think
easy.
I saw you faded though. You weren't drunk or nothing.
No, I think the whole time during my wedding was just an adrenaline dump the whole time.
And then you get a beer, you barely get to sip on it, and if somebody else starts talking, you forget where you put your beer on. You're
Yeah.
like, fuck, another one.
Yeah,
another sip.
luckily we had the open bar just to
Exactly.
make
That was
sure
a
I
dope.
could
That was a
keep it,
dope wedding.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a really nice spot over there.
That's dope. Well, we're almost out of time, but before we close out, what do you guys got to say to like new upcoming fighters who, I know you guys say you want, professionals and shit, or people who are more, who have a better, higher level in fighting than average. But what about the people who are barely starting? I'm pretty sure at one point you were starting too, and you weren't, on you too. So what do you guys have to say to them who are barely starting? So then.
If I'm going to say something, I would say follow the process. Everybody wants to, they want to be a fighter tomorrow or next week, or they want to say, when do you think I'm going to be ready? Hey, it's been 3 months.
Yeah.
Put your work in, get your rounds in, get your experience in. It will be there. There's a lot of things a coach needs to see before he feels confident that you're ready for that and to take the walk and all that. So just enjoy the journey. Everything in life is memories. So just make good memories with it. Keep training, show up, dial your weight in. It'll happen.
What about you, Adan? What do you got to say? Any
Yeah,
advice
a
to the younger generation?
A lot of the same. I would say for myself, combat sports was more a calling for me because team sports, you kind of rely a lot on the next person. Like football, for example, you got to make sure your guard, your center, your tackle are doing what they're supposed to so that we can advance forward. Here, it's all about you. So that cliche, it's you versus you, it really is. And at the same time, you got to sit there and ask yourself, if you're looking to get into the fight business, is the person that's also guiding me through this, your coach, are they only teaching me what I like to call dessert, which is kind of just hitting pads, gassing you up the whole time, and then you jump in somewhere and you don't know what's going on?
Which a lot of people do.
Which a lot of people do,
Yeah.
right? Because a lot of people, hey, check out my shorts. I just got them. They're custom $300 shorts. And then they end up not remembering that they were even in a fight.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not only trust the person that's guiding you through the process, but also ask them honestly, like, hard questions. Like, hey, did you ever get hit in the head and you heard ring? Like, what process should I take if I have like a deep bruise in my bone? You know, it's okay to be hurt and injured. There's also a difference between both as well. You know, one of them you have to honestly just stop, and the other one you can work around. If your knee hurts, let's do upper body stuff, core stuff. If your arm hurts, maybe let's do some leg stuff, a little less movement, some just kind of movement to get the blood going and make sure that everything's coming back up to speed the way it needs to. Because a lot of the times I think people go in with this idea that first class, I'm going to leave punching like Conor McGregor and kicking like Miracle Crow Cop. But it's not that. It takes a while.
Yeah.
You got to know that it's difficult, but it's very rewarding. The sport is very rewarding. Whether you're going into karate, you go to Muay Thai, you go to boxing, you go to wrestling, whatever it is. I particularly like striking a lot more because I like being able to not be where the person thinks I'm going to be. And I hate hugging all the time.
Is that where the name came from, the Strike King?
Yeah. So just striking in general.
That's dope.
Because there are a lot of different disciplines out there that involve striking. And I kind of have my whole thing figured out with my dad taught me. My dad was a brown belt in karate. I love boxing, but there's nothing like kicking and punching at the same time. So if I can mix all three together to my own thing, I'm not going to call it anything. I'm just going to say it's striking.
Nice. And one more question, and I think this is a very important one, because as professional fighters, how are you guys able to cool down when somebody's trying to fight you or something like that in the streets or something, where you're like, you know what, I'm a fucking pro, I'm gonna fuck you up kind of thing. You know, how are you able to cool down? Like, I'm pretty sure there's times when people are just so annoying, and they're just, how are you able to calm yourself down? Or what advice do you have for other young fighters, like you said, that are barely starting to fight, and they think, you know, like they say they've been training for a month and they're already, you know,
they're the ones picking fights right now.
Yeah. What do you guys have to say about that?
You know, there's gonna be a spectrum on that, a range, because depending on your experience, you're gonna handle it different.
Yeah.
I've had a few occurrences, and luckily, like, I saw the value in, like, the aftermath, kind of rethinking it. And when you fight and you compete, you're not getting yourself amped up. Mm-hmm. You're actually trying to stay cool and calm all day. I mean, even on the walkout, you're calm. You get in the cage, you're calm. You're fighting now, you're calm. Exactly. I don't get amped up until I've now hurt the person. Now it's time to finish it. Mm-hmm. Fight's over. Now I'm amped, because preserving that. And so when I have somebody on the street, it's not a big deal. For whatever reason, the confidence energy that you put out, there's that energy exchange. And the way I kind of see it is, let's call humans breeds of dogs. Mm-hmm. Okay. And the way I see it is, I'm a wolf amongst the dogs. Yes. I don't have to growl. I don't have to bark. Mm-hmm. They know who I am. They know what I can do. I don't have to do shit.
Know who Alpha Sigma is, huh?
Whatever it is they see or feel, it's there. Yes. And I've been in enough circumstances where you can kind of see them processing it, and shit's cool. So,
and that is true. You know, like, once you have that, I think confidence is a big, you know, key factor. I'm not a professional fighter, but I grew up fighting all my life. I have a bunch of scars of shit from getting stabbed, all kinds of stuff. You know, like, I grew up in Vista. You know, every time, probably like every other week, getting in a street fight. I always used to box in Carlsbad too and all that. But I remember back in the day, and now hanging out with some of my youngster friends, now I see them that, you know, we go out right away that hey, that fool's like staring, or right away they're trying to start some sort of fight.
Yeah,
but I think now as that confidence, like, you know, and all that, you're just like, you didn't even notice that. If somebody stares, you don't even care. You know, well, what is that gonna do? A little stare or something. You're just enjoying your life. You're with your family. You know, you have something better. You know, you have your kids.
Sure.
You know, like what the fuck? I'm gonna fuck somebody up, and then what? I'm gonna end up in jail, and then you know, it's gonna be another tape.
There's a time and place, you know. There's a time to make it real.
Exactly.
If you're bullying my kids,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
put you
that's
through
a
the
different
concrete,
thing.
you know?
But like if you're like at a bar or something,
Yeah.
and some idiots are passing by, oh, he shoved into me, I'm gonna fuck him up.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
it's like there's like you said, time and a place
Sure.
and all that.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
shit. But any other advice? Anything else you guys want to say to the public?
Not really. I mean, if you guys are really looking forward to actually putting in the work, and that's not just showing up for like the first free week that most people will offer, is stick to it. Eventually, it's like that old saying, you know, you're not where you want to be, but you're also not where you were. So
Yeah.
you're moving forward regardless.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. That's pretty dope. All right, brother. Well, fuck, dude. I really love having you guys, and hopefully we can do. We can go to you guys to your gym,
Yep.
and then we can do a video. You know, show a little couple moves or something for the
Yeah.
audience. We'll do another little episode there. That'd be
You can
dope.
demonstrate leg kicks and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring
we'll,
those
we'll
shorts.
use this time. I'll
Bring
be the
the shorts.
director. We'll have Brian do it with you guys.
okay.
All right.
You got to wear these shorts.
You gotta wear my little shorts like these. Look.
Yeah.
So I brought them today, so then I can feel like I'm in the vibe like them.
There
No, but thank you guys. It was fucking
course.
dope. You guys
No,
never
man,
even
thank you so
opened up the
much.
drinks you guys brought. The conversation was too good. What did you bring, anyways?
High noons. I don't know if you ever had them. Those seltzers.
I think Johnny brought some last time, huh?
Yeah.
I knew. Here, let's drink one real quick before we end the show. For everybody,
Pop 'em up.
for the camera. That's up. Are they cold?
They should be,
What flavors you got there?
unless it's heat in this.
What do you guys drink to stay in shape? Is this what you guys drink to stay in
I mean,
shape?
typically
The
water and
tequila.
energy drinks.
Energy drink.
Tequila
Normal
on the
stuff.
weekends.
Brian? Chango? And now my one of the boys,
Oh, I got the mango one. Nice.
I let him come and practice here a little bit since I don't really use the studio that much. I pay for the whole month, and we only come here once a week, Brian, or if he comes to know his music stuff. He's a very talented artist. You guys got to hear him.
Nice.
Some
Yeah.
of his music.
Very nice.
I'll show you guys the links
Like
afterwards.
what kind of music?
Corridos,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
he puts his own like street style.
Cool.
He's unique. He's not like everybody else. Like he's himself.
You got a channel we can play on the? Yeah. Yeah, make
Yeah,
sure you send
find
it
Brian
over.
Shreds. Brian Shreds on YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube or Instagram.
Shit, we'll
And
play
he's
that
got-
tomorrow morning.
Brian
Yeah.
Shreds on YouTube.
Yeah,
Shreds,
it's
Brian
like
Shreds,
him.
Brian
Yeah.
Shreds,
It's
Brian
free,
Shreds.
$50.
Well, right now we're bumping some. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
We're bumping some of Adan's favorite music. We would always fucking. Oh, you cheers me off again.
On the machos.
Yeah. Every time we would hang out, because all we would do is just talk and drive and listen to music.
Yeah.
So we're like, what do we listen to, Adan? Some of this. Huh.
Yeah, all the time.
Yep, definitely feels like shadow boxing now. Every morning.
Definitely not bad.
Watermelon.
Jeez, it's
good.
good.
Because
Yeah.
Mango.
it's Pride Month.
It's
You know what? I
Pride
think I've
Month,
tried these SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Now that I think
These
about it.
taste too damn good. I'm sipping on these. Get over it.
Yeah, it's like a perfect amount of sweetness. This one's some chamoy on there or some shit. I know you guys like to put all that stuff on there.
There you go.
Chamoy,
Mexicans
tajin.
with all
Chamoy
that shit.
tajin.
You're half
You
Mexican.
guys put all that chili powder shit on everything.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, it was nice having you guys. Peace out, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll catch you next time at the gym with them. We'll be doing some stuff, you know, and some fun training. I don't know if I'll do it, but maybe. Maybe Adan will convince me.
You'll be fine.
I don't know, Adan. I seen your pictures. You be fucking with like bleeding everywhere, black eyes. I don't know if I want a black eye.
You'll be fine.
I'm gonna have to come with some bigger glasses next time.
There you go. We'll put a helmet on you.
All right, guys. Peace out.